Okay, so today's workshop is going to be on Flipgrid. I know that some teachers were, thank you, Katya. Um, some teachers were actually using Flipgrid during the spring and were actually enjoying it. So for those of us that are new to Flipgrid, this will, kind of help you get familiar with what you can do with it. Um, as I'm presenting, if there's anything for those of you that have used it that would like to share, please, feel free to stop me at any time and, share any of the successes that you've had with the program or any struggles that you've had with it or things that you might feel would be beneficial for those of us that have not used it. So it's always nice to get an idea from others and hear from each other as to what has worked or what you have struggled with it, because then it kind of helps us work around some of the struggles that we might be having or fears of using certain platforms.
When would you like us to share that with you? Towards the end or what?
I don't know if you want to share it now before I start. It's up to you.
Well, I've enjoyed every single program that you've done. I have to say, you're an excellent teacher in the sense that, and I've been teaching for a while, so I really appreciate how you visually see. I'm a visual learner, and seeing the step-by-step visual details, and then the uploading. And I have to commend you, and again, the NTU, where we could go back to the resource, because with a lot of what we have done, I've learned a lot and started applying it. But this is me. When we've been doing a little bit more, I noticed that I have to go back and look at, such as like Boom Learning and such as and it's good. Believe me, I think it's because it's where I need time to review everything. So as far as instructionally, yes. But then to go back after you had the instruction, it's just, okay, I need to practice on that and then remember. See, the key thing, my key takeaway is using it. If you don't use it, you lose it. And that's the reason why what I was trying to do is, so that's my dilemma now, is like certain applications, yes, I could quickly, and then others I'm like, gee, no, I have to work on this. So that's my, dilemma as far as, because I want to use the Boom Learning cards, but I'll be honest with you, I have to go after this weekend. This weekend I'll be playing with the 3 applications that you had indicated, because it was a lot. And again, it's not your instruction. It comes down to technicality. So that's what I'm dealing with. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But again, I want to commend you, and I think it's excellent.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's, good to get some feedback, because then it also helps me on how I can help you, in terms of how I deliver my presentations or, the stuff that I have to tell you. It's really helpful in a sense to really know what it is that you need, because I really don't know what your level of how comfortable you are with each of the platforms. So it really helps to really help me kind of guide you and how I should deliver things. I mean, for me, it's always been about how I would envision me learning something. And I always like to see things in, steps. So for me, it's nice to have that. So I always thought that it was a good way to help you as well.
You know what? My question should be to you is this. You have learned all this. What has helped you as far as when you learned a new application, that when you did learn it, you did certain things that helped you to retain it? So that's my question to you.
So my thing is just to keep practicing, always keep going back to it and not be afraid to make the mistakes. So because sometimes we will have that fear holding us back because we're afraid that we're going to do it wrong or mess something up. And then we're like, well, I don't really know how to do it, or I'm afraid to do it the wrong way. And sometimes that will hold us back. So I think, not just being okay with making the mistake and learning from it or reaching out to someone, like I said, I will try my best to be available throughout the school year to assist you guys as far as the platforms will go. And if you need help along the way, I'm sure I have already spoke out to the union and said that I think we should continue these workshops throughout the school year. I'm not saying that it will be something that we do on a weekly basis, but maybe as the need arises that we are there to help the teachers really get through this, right? So that has been my them, and I think they agree that we will continue to do these workshops for the teachers along the school year. So
I think that's an excellent idea. I absolutely thank God you're doing that, because as we are learning this, and let's say we're stuck on, I'm giving an example, as Flipgrid or Pear Deck. And we already know you, and we know when is a certain time we could reach out to you. So then that way it could help us with not getting stuck and actually using diverse applications. So I'm so glad if you're going to do this throughout the year. I think this is a real supportive resource that would help us. Thank you.
Okay. Some of us, they said that I was breaking up. Am I not coming in clear for everybody, or?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, so maybe.
And I can hear you fine.
Okay, so Rita, maybe it might be with your connection. Maybe you can come off and come back on. I do have the Google Classroom app on my cell phone. So I have actually all of the Google applications on my cell phone. I have Slides, I have Google Drive, I have Google Docs. I have all of them. So I will address that at the end of the workshop for you, Judith, and we'll talk about it later on. No problem. Okay, so like I said, we will, most likely continue with these workshops throughout the year. So I know that right now you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all of the things that we are doing, right? So, just please be patient with yourself, and, just know that I will try my best to really assist you throughout the school year. And like I've said before, I really think it's about us helping each other. And I really think we need to stick together because it's going to be a bumpy ride, I feel, right? Whether we go back to school or whether we stay and teach from home, I think it's important that we are patient with each other and we support each other. So, like I said, if I don't get back to you right away, just be patient. With that, I will really try my best to do what I can to support you. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I will start my presentation. And like always, if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. Okay, so like I said, those of you that have used Flipgrid, I know a couple of you on here have used it. And if you would like to share anything while I'm going through it, please feel free either to type it in the chat and I'll talk about it, or unmute yourself. So today we'll be learning about Flipgrid and what you're going to need to set up Flipgrid. So setting up your account is really easy to set up. And once you get on, it really kind of guides you through of what it is that you really need. So once you decide to do Flipgrid, the first thing you have to do is to set up your account if you haven't done so already. So basically Flipgrid terminology for it's like almost like setting up your class. So that's what they use for, in Google Classroom, they'll use another terminology, Flipgrid's terminology. That's how they word their terminology. You can create as many grids as you want in Flipgrid. If you want to create a grid for each subject you teach, you can do that as well. So this is where you also have the flexibility. If you're a teacher that teaches multiple classes or multiple subjects, you can design it like that. So yes, Flipgrid is accessible through Clever for the students and even for yourself. Also, if you are departmentalized, you can create grids for each of your classes. So really, you can really customize your Flipgrid account to fit your needs. So this is what I really like about Flipgrid as well. I'm going to tell you what Flipgrid is. Okay, so let me just move this here so I can see the screen. So let me tell you what it, how to set it up first, and then I'll go into what it does. So if you are new to Flipgrid, the first thing that you're going to need to do is to set up your account. I've actually linked where to set up your account here whenever you come onto the slides, or you can access Flipgrid from your Clever on the NPS student portal. So again, I totally recommend you using Google because it does make it easier for you to never forget your login information. And then basically what you will do is when you click on sign in with Google, you're going to follow the prompts to set up your account.
Continuing on, all I have to do next is recalibrate the upgrade bench to
Just mute everybody. And how you share with your students, right? So you have just spent your time setting up your grid, which is really very easy. So that is what will catch your students' attention, how you set it up. The second step is you're going to get started with Flipgrid is to share it with your students. And the students need to be able to access the grid so that they can view your assignments and submit their responses. So Flipgrid is basically a platform where you will post videos of yourself with questions, and students will respond using a video that they make themselves. And I'm going to show you. So I have actually, this is what my grid looks like, my Flipgrid account looks like. So when you want to share your Flipgrid account with your students, there's various different methods of how you can share it with them, right? I can copy the link. I can do it through Teams. We don't do Teams, but if I wanted to, I could. I can share it on Google Classroom. I can share it on Remind. So you really have a ton of ways you can share it. So with your students, if you use Class Dojo, you can copy the link and post it onto the Class Dojo so the parents can see it as well. So it's really, you know, how you want to share this, you know, it with the students to access the platform. Then you have different topics in Flipgrid. So you can create as many topics as you want, right? This is where things get to be fun and how you can be as creative as you want when you do your topics. So after you've created a grid and shared it with your class, the next step is creating your first topic, okay? You may have noticed that Flipgrid has its own terminology. Create a topic, which is the same thing as almost like create an assignment. So in Flipgrid, you're going to see the term create a topic. And in Google Classroom, you'll see create an assignment. So it means the same thing, but they have different words. So I want you to keep in mind that when students respond to assignments, they're doing it by creating a video. So basically, you are going to create an assignment for students, right? Doing a video, or you can also add a piece of text for them to read. Like you can be as creative as you want, right? And then students will respond to that assignment using, you know, your computer to create a video to respond to your assignment. Now, one of the things that I will show you too is how to make sure that before you allow students to post their responses, that you are viewing their response to make sure it's appropriate before it gets posted onto your Flipgrid account so that the rest of the students can see it as well. So be sure that when you create a topic, that it allows students to respond in a fun way using that form of media. So the students can actually be very creative of how they respond. I'm going to show you the slides. You might be thinking that this is a lot right now for you to take in. It might be. So I totally understand, because it does feel overwhelming, and there might seem like there's a lot of steps to actually creating a Flipgrid, but it really is not. It really, like, once you get used to creating Flipgrids, it actually becomes very easy. It really comes with practice again. And then it also goes by your level of comfort with being behind a video and recording yourself, right? So if you also are intimidated by recording yourself in a video, so sometimes you might not want to do these as much because sometimes you're not comfortable recording yourself. So again, it goes by that level of comfort of how it is, because we like to have everything perfect for our students. And I think sometimes it's a little intimidating being recorded. So I think once we get to practicing it a lot more, then we'll feel more comfortable doing it. So it's much easier and faster as we practice and really get into doing these things. Once you've created a topic, you can create more topics, and they'll become simpler as you keep doing it. So how do you create a topic in Flipgrid? So again, I wanted to list the same exact steps that you would need to do to actually create one. So you would click on, and then when I'll go onto my Flipgrid account and we'll go through these steps together so that you can see. So you would click on add new topic. You would name your topic. So let's say you're doing an introduction video, and you want to find out from the students, how was their summer? And then you kind of model for your students how your summer was so that they can get an idea of what it is that you want or are expecting of them to respond. So you're going to name your topic, right? You're going to choose your prompt. Yes, Flipgrid allows the students to create a topic. I'm trying to mute everyone. Okay, sorry. And then here you can, when you choose your prompt, you can add a question to the students, or actually add text as well. And then choose a recording time. So be mindful of your recording time, right? So the default time is always left to 1 minute and 30 seconds. So if you think that your students would probably need more time, adjust it. It's always better to give them a little bit more time than not enough, because if we only give them 1 minute and 30 seconds, then the video will automatically cut off after 1 minute and 30 seconds. It will not let them record for more than that time. So if you feel like the students should be given at least 2 to 3 minutes, then you can just adjust it, because some students might want to speak more than 1 minute. Some might want to speak less. But if we give them more time, then whenever they're done recording, they can just hit stop. But not giving them that time, then the video will cut off. So just be mindful of that when you're setting up a topic. I'm not sure, Monica, I didn't look at it, but I didn't see the time when I go on my Flipgrid account. We can check it out. And then the optional thing that you can do is that you can add any other type of media to your topic. So let's say, like, further into this year, you want to give students to respond on a specific video that you post on there, or article. You can do that as well. Some of the things to also keep in mind is the video collaboration, which is what I was talking about before. And I would keep this active because, this way it allows you to actually preview the videos before they're actually posted. And you would have to approve every video. So it's, because we never know what students can decide to post. So it's nice to be able to see what they are going to respond before you just say you can post whatever. So I personally would have that on. So this is how you would, here's a visual of what adding topics to your grids look like, right? So this is all of the different things, the steps that I spoke to you about, but in a visual format. So whenever you add a new grid, it automatically creates an intro topic, which is super awesome. To add more topics and get more responses, begin at My Grids tab, select the name of the grid you would like to add a topic to, and then select the new topic button. So here, basically, when you set up your account, they actually set up one grid for you already, and I'll show you. I personally did not use Flipgrid with my students in the spring, but I do plan on using it in the fall, because I think it will be a great way to get, especially the ELLs, to practice their speaking skills, which is, a skill that they need to have for access testing. And yes, it does allow for a lot of differentiation. And kind of for them to be able to then hear each other have conversations about different topics is also nice. So this is what it looks like here. The video response time, this is where you could adjust the time. And when I go to my Flipgrid account, I'll show you what the maximum time is there. And here's where you can add a description about your topic or tell students what kind of questions you want them to respond to in their video. And that was what it would go here. And this is the video moderation. So the responses to a topic will not be seen publicly until approved. So again, totally how you want to run your Flipgrid.
They should make a way.
Just kidding.
So they,
But I would definitely have that turned on so that you ensure that you approve every video before it's posted. So creating student responses in Flipgrid. The final step after you've created your topic, after you've posted the video for the students on the topic. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Pamela just told me that the maximum time is 10 minutes, which is more than enough. I don't think students will really sit there and talk for 10 minutes. So the final step when getting started with Flipgrid is for students to upload their responses. One of the reasons why students Flipgrid is because they can upload video responses similar to the way they would upload videos to social media sites. So they can really get creative on how they add their responses to their your questioning. So basically, they will record a short video of themselves answering the prompt or completing the assignment you posted. And then the nice thing about it, so I would leave this feature on for the students because then it would allow them to be very creative with their videos, right? So I think it's by default, this is on, if I'm not mistaken. So they can add stickers to their video, they can add text and other fun elements to their video responses, right? So if you're talking about kings, they can draw, actually put a crown on their head to pretend that they're a king. Like they can be very creative with their responses, which is nice. And some kids will actually really get into the video. And then you'll have your shy students that will be kind of not wanting to do it. We'll have that too. It's kind of important though, I think that if we encourage the students to be creative and remind them that it's important to show their understanding and how meaningful the assignment is. And I think if we're modeling for them you know, the first couple of times and we have a video showing them what to do, I think that they'll feel more comfortable doing it. So I would definitely start using Flipgrid in a way where it's not so instruction based, where you start out by talking about things that students would feel comfortable and confident talking about, like what is your favorite sport, or you know, what did you do in the summer? So things like that, right? So to get them comfortable with using the platform. And then I would slowly like transition them into like the harder educational stuff, so that they can get used to using the Flipgrid. So what students need to do to create a response. So here again, I listed the steps of what you would tell the students and go over with the students on how they could create their response, right? So the students, the first thing they're going to do is to click on the link that you shared with them. Students will log in with their Google account, and then they have to watch the video or text you sent them. And then the students will then click this plus sign here. And this is where they will be able to be as creative as they want in their video response. So I would recommend starting off your first Flipgrid topics with you doing a video as well. And then maybe later on, depending on the age of your students, you might then want not have insert a video and do a text and have them respond in a video format. It's really up to you how you want to use it. I mean, these platforms are there for you to use. It doesn't mean you have to use them every day, right? So sometimes we think, oh, we have this and we have to use it every single day. Sometimes less is more. I think we just have to be mindful of when it's appropriate to use or when it would be different for us to use with our students. I had a question here. Will the students have to download the program first or see it in the portal? They don't need to. My son had to download it from his school. So I don't think they would have to the student portal. So if they're logging in through Clever, I believe they would not have to. Is Ms. Twitter that she?
I'm here.
Oh, hi. Would you mind
Hi.
checking, did the students have to download on your end when you used it with them?
No, well, I used it through Miss Ferreira's Flipgrid link, and then and she posted it to her Google Classroom, and they were just able to click on the Flipgrid, and it was there. You know, they didn't have to put Flipgrid on their own device in order to use it.
Right. That's what I.
Sylvia,
Yes.
I posted it on my Google Classroom, and once the kids go to the Google Classroom and click on it, it takes them there, and they just have to answer the question.
Yeah.
They didn't have to download anything.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Because it is on the student portal. If the students are logging in with Google and stuff, it should automatically take them to their Flipgrid topic and be able to do the assignment without having to download anything. So to Flipgrid, I wanted to show you the different things you will see, especially if you are new to Flipgrid, all of the things that you can actually do when you are in Flipgrid, right? So
Sylvia,
yes.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I think you have to give them a code, though. There is a code that they have to have in the beginning. You have to give them the code that you want them to, especially if you have more. Yeah, the code.
Okay.
There was a code that you had to give. We had to give them.
Okay. We can try it out. Like I'm wondering if I was to just copy and share the link directly onto Google Classroom, able to automatically come to that link with that. Again, I'm not sure.
I do remember there was a code, but we had to give them a code
Okay.
for them to get in.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. So if you're new to Flipgrid, when you create like a new Flipgrid short video, this is what you will see. When you first enter the camera, you can see this view. Some of these. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Angelina, you can log on to Flipgrid from the NPS student portal, or whenever the slides are posted, I also posted the link on the slides. Bookmark it onto your computer, and it'll stay at the top on the top of your screen, and then you can always access it without having to always go to the NPS student portal and then clicking on Flipgrid. One important note is if you exit the video using the X in the upper left-hand corner, lose all your work. So if you click this without saving, everything that you have just recorded your video will actually be lost. So please be mindful of that if you're recording, and try not to press this exit button without having it saved, because you don't want to lose all of your work. So as you can see, like there's, I found images of what the different buttons were when you were in the camera to record. So it'll tell you like how much time you have been recording. You can add text to your videos, stickers, or stickers. You can add a whiteboard to the, you can record from the camera, add a sticky note, and then there's also filters that you can add to your recording as well. So that's something nice to do.
So when you do all that, is there a click that says submit, or it's because you can't exit out and you don't want to lose your work?
Button.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Somebody. Yeah. Yeah, so she's just, somebody just said that the link in Google Classroom, and he signed in with Google and no code was needed. That's how I would envision, like if you're sending them the link and they're signing in with their Google account, they shouldn't need the link or, you know, an actual code to get onto the account.
Could you point to the save button one more time, please?
It's not on here. I'll show you when.
Okay.
It didn't share, but I hope I put an image in here about that. So basically, again, I'm just explaining that get as creative as you want with your video. You can change the text color. You can highlight. Now, you don't need to do all of this. Obviously, the more detail we add to our videos, you know, the more time we're spending on creating our video. So if you're pressed for time and, you know, you can't add all that detail, you don't have to go crazy in adding, you know, changing your text to different. But the option, you know, I wanted to let you know that these options are there. You also have the whiteboard background where you can add, it can be a blackboard background or a whiteboard background. So that you would go here, this options. And then here it says no background, revert to web camera. So let's add a whiteboard where like a sticker on there or a sticky note. Do that as well. And then you have your sticker that you can use, like all your emojis. When you create a Snapchat, a video to post on Instagram, and you know, the kids will probably love doing this, posting all these emojis, and people are probably more comfortable with using it than most of us are, because they probably do it on a daily basis, their social media accounts. So this is the live recording. So here is the picture. I did put it in. So here is where, when you go to record, these are the 3 options that you have for record. Save segment and go to review. Pause the recording and start recording here again. So let's say you know, happen to need to pause for a second. You have a child, they need something, or you know, your puppy needs something, or something happened in life and you need to pause your instruction for a second. You can do that, and then you would press it again to come back to finish recording. You can delete the segment if you don't like it at all. And then once you save, then you can exit, but I wouldn't press exit without doing the save. So this is what the save looks like. It's an arrow. So when you're recording live, many things still work. The camera filters can be changed and text boxes can be added and moved. In addition, typing can be and images can be uploaded. Stickers and images can be moved, and drawing can be done live and moved while. During recording, the record button can be used to pause recording again. So this is a great feature when students need a break when presenting large amounts of information, or the canvas needs to be changed, adding dead air to the video segment. So let's say you want to add a pause the video so that you don't have all that dead space there, or you know, like without you them how you went. Pause it, go to the white, start the recording. It's up to you, but I would these students presenting information as they get older. So you also have options of trimming and arranging the video. So this is what it would look like if you want to trim or rearrange it, arrange the video. So here you can click on the segment to enter it, right? You can drag and drop any segment to the recorder so you can move it, right? You can play, here's where you would play the entire video. Let's say you preview your video and now you are like, I need to add something to my video. I'm missing this important information from the video. You can actually go back and add a new segment to the video. So when you're in the preview window, you can actually add to your video if you feel that you didn't really get across to the students. And then once you're you know, really satisfied with what you have recorded, you will then finalize the video. So like I explained here, the new segments can be added using the add time remaining more button. This will take you back to the add segment view. The current segments can be dragged to reorder the sequence. So this is where, let's say, you add something to the beginning or to the segment, you can actually then drag it to wherever it is that you want it in the video, which is super cool because with a lot of programs, sometimes it doesn't let you do those things. So the fact that you can go back and edit and add things to the video is pretty cool and rearrange it. So basically the current to reorder you want. And if you're satisfied after viewing the entire sequence, hit the right button to finalize the video. If fine tuning needs to be done to any segment, just click on it. That will take you to the drag and trim view. So let's say I want to cut something out from a specific trim, then I would click it and I can then adjust if I want to cut anything out in a specific segment. So this is something that you can print. So I have adjusted the size of the actual slides to an 8.5. So 11 by 8.5, so that this can be printed if you want. Let's say we are in school. You can actually print the slide and it'll be in a regular size paper so that you can give this to your students. So basically, if you want Google Classroom, you can make a copy of this particular slide on its own, and then you can cut it and crop it just to have one if you want to just post one of it onto your Google Classroom to really have it as a reference for students to know what to do, how to actually record a video. So I wanted to give you this so that you can give this to your students. I think it'll be nice for them to have really like steps on what they need to do to submit their responses. So,
So Sylvia, are you going to have that as an attachment when you upload everything, you know, later on today?
so it's actually in the slides, but if you want me to put it as a separate attachment,
Okay, that would be
it's up
great.
to you.
I think that would be great. It would
If
make
it's
it
easier
extra.
for you guys, I would.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
that's
you're going
fine.
in and out. I didn't hear you. What was that?
I said that's fine. I can put it as a separate attachment.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So I really wanted, I think having the visual there for the students, you know, and really seeing what it is that they have. So even for our first grader who might not be able to really read all these sentences, the fact that like it should kind of help them to really see what it is that they need to do. And I think that if we go over the steps with the students, it will really guide them into helping them know, okay, now I have to click the link and then I'm going to sign in with Google. And then I'm going to listen to what my teacher has to say. And then when I'm ready, this is what I'm going to do. So like, even if they don't know how to read, I think having the images will be great for them to see. So I really wanted you to have this, and then you can share it with your students or on your Google Classroom. You could print it and give it to the students if we're in school. It's totally up to you, really how you want to use it. But I thought it was a useful resource for you to have.
When
Okay.
you say that particular document shows how students to create the video, you're going to put it separately and give it to us?
Yes, so I'll post it onto the Google Classroom as a separate document so that you can just access the document on its own.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So it will be under Flipgrid. So whenever you go onto the Google Classroom and go under the Flipgrid topic, it will be there located for you.
But you'll also keep it as part of the slides, right?
Yep. It's going to stay on the slides, but I will also put it as a separate document.
Thank you.
Sylvia, I don't mean to be off topic, but one question I do really want to ask you is that all the workshops on your Google Classroom, they will remain there throughout the year, right? They won't be taken off because once you finish the workshop, we'll still have them in the Google Classroom.
Yep. Everything is going to stay up throughout the whole school year. They will also be posted onto the NTU website as well. So anyone, I mean, they have been posted even on Facebook. So it's kind of like all over the place right now. So you can actually access them from any platform, really. YouTube. They are kind of being put out there. I'm like, I think more people in the district will know who I am by the time this is over than they knew me before.
Because it's well organized and it's very step by step. It's easy to follow. You're a great teacher.
Thank you so much. So yeah, they will be remaining, you know, on here throughout the school year. also throughout the school year, if I see, you know, anything that I think would help you guys with distance learning or even in the classroom, I will definitely post it onto the Google Classroom as well. So I will have those resources there for you.
Sylvia,
Mhm.
I just, what I should have done, just the other day when I was going through everything, I don't know, maybe if next week sometime you could squeeze in, you know how we have in Google Chrome, we have all our folders, everything there in Google Chrome. And I was having this discussion with another teacher and how to make it, just Chrome itself more organized based on not only in our Google Classroom, but when you go into Google Chrome, when we see everything that we have saved in there. Now, I just want to know if you had some tips with that in another class or another section or whatever.
So actually for Monday, I was planning on doing Google Drive. So I think you're
Great.
taking Google Drive, right?
That's excellent. That's what I meant. Google Drive. So that way we can organize everything. Not only we're organizing our Google Classroom.
So a lot of, yes, because like a lot of you have reached out to me about doing Google Drive and really kind of getting it organized and deleting all of your students' old assignments off of there because it does become very overwhelming. So I have decided that I will do Google Drive for Monday, not Monday, Tuesday, I'm sorry, and kind of like really attack some of those things that we wanted to kind of get
Thank
rid
you
of.
so much, Sylvia. Thank you so much, because this was the biggest thing that I was going through. As not only that, but what we're learning in our classes, but this will really help a lot. So then our drive, we can access everything. Thank you so much. Sorry, I don't mean to be off topic.
No, it's okay. So I will try, Miss Jenny, I'll try to get to as many topics as I can with the time that we have. Like I said, if we don't get to everything, then, you know, I will here, or if you have a particular question that you are uncomfortable with, like, or, you know, you have a question about a topic, you can ask me and I will try to help you individually. So you can email me and I will try to help you, even if we don't get to a specific thing that you needed right away. I will be sending out a Google form to kind of get a feel of what you would like to see in upcoming workshops, right? So it will be nice to know like what other things you would like workshops on. I'm sorry that I got off topic, but we'll discuss that, you know, once the workshops are, you know, done, and then it'll kind of give me feedback on things that I can improve or do better, or even what you would need in terms of workshops throughout the school year.
Sylvia,
Yes.
I just want to thank you for sharing the sale information yesterday on Teacher Pay Teachers.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like, I'm sorry if I overwhelm you guys with a ton of information, but I really didn't want you guys to miss out on something like that. So, you know, if I overwhelm you guys, I'm sorry for sharing so many things, but I thought it was something, you know, for $1, sometimes, you know, you can get a lot of great stuff.
I'd rather be overwhelmed and you're preparing us. So believe me, it's appreciated.
Okay.
I spent $30, but I got worth over 100 something dollars in material, because there was a lot of stuff that they were $5 and I got it for $1, $3, $3.50.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of information there.
Yeah, there is. So I'm telling you, like, Boom Learning is really, really great. And I mean, I loved it, and I'm sure the kids will too. But so the sale is still going on today. So if you want to take advantage of it, a lot of teachers that have created these resources want to help other teachers out during this time. So they have been putting up these sales so to really help you guys out during these times. So I would take advantage and see what, you know, is out there. Maybe there's something that you really love, and, you know, $1 here or there. Again, you can print the report, you know, of your purchase history. So anything that you spent from July 1st on, you can use towards your discretionary funds. And buying teacher, pay teacher resources does count towards your discretionary fund. So I just wanted you to keep that in mind.
Was there a link to?
So you could just go on teachers pay, like yesterday when I posted it in the Google Classroom, you just go on teachers pay teachers, and then basically, I think it said to search for Boom Learning cards or decks, and it would show you all the ones that they have for $1. And some of them are free even.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so somebody just said they found 15 items that would be good for free. So it's really like, if you have some time, like I have the app on my phone, so sometimes I'll just go and search, and I'll just add it to my cart or add it to my wish list, and then I can always, you know, just come back to my, you know, computer. Sometimes we're sitting on the sofa watching TV, and if you have a minute here or there, you know, just look through the resources that they have. All right, I'm sorry that I got off topic. But as we get back to Flipgrid, so one of the things that I know that for some of us, we might struggle with is having those students that are camera shy. Like ourselves, we might be camera shy, right? So I wanted to give you some tips on how to really encourage your students to not be so camera shy. So one of the things, one of the tips that I have for you is really to start simple. So start with a video that is really going to be very, very simple for your students, and that it can be fun, right? Maybe it's not even like have to be a long question, but something really to get them comfortable with being in front of a camera. So they probably are, you know, comfortable with being in front of a camera on their cell phone and doing their Snapchats and doing their TikTok videos and all of that other stuff, but they're doing it for personal reasons, so they're okay with it. But now the fact that we're asking them to put together a video to be posted for an assignment for their classmates to see might be a little bit intimidating. So I encourage you to like do something that is like not so difficult or challenging, something more fun to begin with, to get them really comfortable to doing it. And I think once they see how fun and interactive they can actually make their videos, they'll actually enjoy it more. The second tip would be to post the first video yourself. So I know that some of you are like, I don't want to post a video of myself, but really, I think it will really encourage them to feel a little bit more relaxed, because if they see that you're relaxed, that you're authentic, and that maybe you might even be silly in your videos, I think the students will in turn feel more comfortable doing the same themselves. So simply record a video as the topic focus. Like maybe you can record a video just talking about, you know, something silly. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, right? If I record my family, I know we have to, like, as teachers, like be creative and like find locations where nobody will come bother us. And we can actually record in peace. So the other tip that I have is that maybe you might want to encourage your students, like for their first video or so, to record with a buddy or a group, somebody, or their brother or sister or a family member even, kind of like to give them that motivation and confidence to kind of support each other, right? Right now, it's kind of hard to do it with another classmate, right? Because we're not really interacting with other people, but maybe they have a sibling or they have a pet or animal that they would like to record with. Encourage them to your pet to, you know, bring your pet into the video, especially until they get a little bit comfortable recording this, right? So I would do that. And then like let the children know that they have the features of the stickers and the filters so that they can also play around with that as well. And then they can use this, right, in their video. You know, they can put a sticker over their face to make it, you know, creative, or use it to reveal clues throughout their video. In addition, like students can add an emoji as a sticker over the video to hide their face. I mean, they can do so many things. If you like even Google images of students that have made Flipgrid videos, they are actually very creative with how they do it. The other one is like to use the whiteboard mode or record something else. So in Flipgrid camera, it's really filled with a lot of features that we probably didn't even know it had, such as the whiteboard mode and the emoji, inking, and text that really allows the students to share their voice without their face being on camera. So if you really do have those students that really cannot do this with their actual face in the camera, this is another way for them to use emojis and the whiteboard feature and text to record their responses to whatever prompt you gave them. Can they be made ahead of time and used at any time throughout the year, or do they have to be used right away? No, you can create a topic and you can actually hide the topic from being shared with the students. So you can prepare ahead of time and then just hide the topic. And then when you make the topic visible, that is when the students will be able to see it. So you can moderate topics. So the moderation feature allows you to choose which responses actually show on the grid. And I would always keep this option on because you just never know, somebody might be showing something inappropriate that would not be appropriate to put there. So I would definitely always recommend to moderate what it is that your students are sending you before it's being allowed to be posted. Because once, you don't want anyone to be offending anyone or saying anything inappropriate. So I would definitely preview anything before it's posted. So then feature, so the sticky notes in Flipgrid actually allows the students to jot down key points and notes they want to remember, increasing confidence as they share their ideas. So maybe they are watching, you have also shared with them like that you want, them to read a text, and as they're reading, maybe they can actually use the sticky notes feature to write down any notes that they would like to remember or to remind them of key points that they would like to talk about when responding to their video. So obviously, the older students will be able to use this feature. If you are in kindergarten or first grade, this is going to be a lot harder for you, but then your prompts will also be easier. You're going to give easier prompts. Okay, let's see. I have a question, comment. So if you ask students to tell the rules for adding integers and one student does a really great job, can you post it for other grid rooms, classes, and discussions with the student? I'm not sure about that. Has anyone been able to share a grid from one class to another class? Those of you that have used Flipgrid?
You need to, you can, in our school, we did all of second grade was able to, so we added each other as co-pilots. And then we were able to have all of the second graders post to the one grid. And then we were also able to share by copying and pasting the link. And you can email it or show it, add to your Google Classroom. You can do anything with it. You can share it with either students or other admin or staff.
Thank you so much for sharing. So I actually definitely share, and you can definitely share. Awesome, thank you. Like I said, I really didn't use Flipgrid in the spring with my students. So that's why I know some of you on here have actually used it. So that's why I wanted you to be able to share with us what your experience was. You can interview a friend. That's another way for them to kind of get, used to practicing with speaking skills. So this is a great way for students to help each other become comfortable recording while also practicing speaking and listening skills. You can obviously, this will be harder. We will need to be social distancing ourselves. So here, this would be nice if we would be able to pair like our quieter students with students that are more comfortable, and then we could pair them up. This will be challenging. This is something that we won't be able to really do in the school setting because of the situation that we're in. But hopefully in the future, when things get back to normal, this is something that we can use it in a way. You can create paper slide videos. So also, again, for students that are more shy about being in front of a camera, they can do the paper slide videos, which kind of allows the students to really be creative on a slide for each of their big ideas. And then as the student is speaking, someone else can move the paper slides into the view of the camera, or they can upload each slide as an image and record a voiceover. So that's another way that students can be creative if they don't really want to be in front of the camera. Okay. It does not connect with Google Classroom. Therefore, an organizational tip is to have a blank spreadsheet in front of you so that you can watch the video. You can enter the rubrics, grade, and feedback onto the video, but manually record your paper spreadsheet for easy transfer to PowerSchool. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, and also someone just shared like she had them hold their artwork up in front of them. That's also a great way. Thank you for sharing. So how to build a classroom community with Flipgrid. And this is one of the things that we hear a lot, is to build a community, right? A classroom community, to really build community with our students. So I'm sure you hear that a lot, right? So the nice thing about Flipgrid is that it allows to build that community with your students. Okay. So Flipgrid can serve more than just the academic purposes. It can also be an excellent tool for building classroom community. There are several different ways to do this. You can have students wish each other a happy birthday, or send home get well messages when a child is out sick. One fun strategy is to choose a student of the week or month. So this is another creative way that you can use Flipgrid to build a sense of community within your classroom. So even if we're not in the building, this will be a nice way for students to actually still feel like they're in the classroom, but not actually be there. So you can actually do a student of the month. Student of the week can be a little overwhelming, so maybe do a student of the month. And you can have the student of the month classmates would record a video to share a compliment or a positive affirmation about the student of the month. Of course, if you do this, students will need to be taught how to leave appropriate responses, because sometimes students can be a bit over the top. So I think we need to model how to show the responses and how they can be meaningful. So this is another way for you to build community within your classroom throughout the school year. And then that's all I have as far as Flipgrid and how to really do all of this stuff, right? So I wanted to show you what my Flipgrid account looks like. Okay. Exit this out. So before I show you my Flipgrid, does anyone have anything that they would like to share as far as their Flipgrid account and their Flipgrid experience in the classroom?
All I did was open an account, and after I opened the account, what I did was, right now I have my account is open, and I did start where it says kindness, but then I noticed that it had on there, before I would begin, you have to welcome the Flipgrid, and I have to do a fun fact and a video clip. So that's what comes up on my screen, as far as, what I have done so far, so the next step is really doing, as you had mentioned, doing the video, and then I have to review the steps, but it's up there, the account is open, and that's the thing that I need to, start working with. It's, only because I'm using my personal laptop, because my school laptop is so old and it doesn't have a webcam. So that's the biggest thing that I have to work on now, is get these videos ready, try to put them in Google Classroom, load them up, even if I have them on hold, so that way I have something generated. So that's what I need to work on. Thank you.
Would anybody else like
Yes, kids can also, they don't really need a webcam if they don't have it on their computer. They can use their cell phones or a tablet, something that does have a webcam. I used Flipgrid over the last few months of last year for the school year. We started off with something simple as just a hello greeting. The first question was, what do they like about being at home doing the virtual learning? We got a lot of responses about that. The next, we tried a small project where they did they picked a state, and then they had to present their state, and they had to actually present the actual artifact. So if they didn't want to show their face, they could, but most of them wanted to be teachers, and they had a stick, and they showed their state and facts about their state. And then we did a bigger project with all of the second graders. It was a name project, and what did they get? How did they get their name? And did they have meetings? They had to interview family members. So we did quite a few of assignments. And now I'm teaching summer school. So I started off quickly with a small greeting, and now they're going to be presenting a persuasive writing assignment. It's fun.
So Diana also said that as if you're a specialty teacher, I don't know if you saw her comment, but she said that it takes a while to set up your individual homeroom. But actually, she said after you set it up, for grading purposes, it pays off to have them separate. And she also said there's a copy assignment feature that makes it easier and faster for you to, copy an assignment from one class to another.
Hi, Sylvia. I have a question about feedback for the kids. One of the things I liked about Flipgrid is that you could give them verbal feedback. Giving them written feedback takes so much time.
Yes.
Is there a way to give verbal feedback just to an individual student so that no other students can hear it, or do all the kids see each student's feedback when they view their video?
Okay. Would anyone like to has used it like to answer that question?
You can give individual feedback, either written feedback or audio feedback. With the feedback, there is a code that is created that is unique to that particular student. And you copy and paste the code I copied and pasted into Google Classroom to that individual student, and then that student saw
as a private comment.
Yeah, okay. You can do it.
So, but then you wouldn't be able, so the student would not actually see the comment in Flipgrid, right? They would have to click a link.
I'm trying to remember. I believe they do not see it. I really don't remember.
Okay.
They can see their own comment if they go back into the Flipgrid to see their video. Like other people can see other people's videos.
But they can see each other's videos, but not each other's feedback. Feedback.
Right, not the feedback, right.
It's like so much.
Sorry, so if I make a comment on one child's video verbally, then other children cannot see it?
Cannot see it.
Okay, okay, thank
That's
you.
yeah, no problem. That's what the other teachers are saying, is that if you do make, so I know that the students will be able to see each other's videos, right? Everybody, as long as you approve it, they will automatically be able to see the videos once they are posted and you approve it. But it seems like if you post and provide feedback, whether verbal or through written, that the rest of the students will not see it.
Correct.
Right? Am I correct? Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. You're welcome, Ms. Herrera. So this is, for those of you that have not been on Flipgrid, I just wanted to show you what it looks like on my end. So when I created my Flipgrid account, I have not used it with my students, so I don't have any grids on here. But when I did set up my account, like they actually create a topic for me, right? And then here, like when I click on here, this is my first topic, and it's to say hello on Flipgrid. And here is where you can actually edit the topic if I wanted to, right? So this is the first one that they do for you. So if you see here, the video moderation, it's not turned on. So I would turn it on. And then here is the recording time. So the max is 10 minutes. So if you wanted to, like I would do this as a first one to just say hello, to get them used to like how to really say hi and get on the camera. You can delete the picture, you can add a picture, a focus. This is optional here. You can also add a link if you want them to see a Google Doc or, well, YouTube. It's a little tricky for the elementary level because they kind of block it on them from watching it. You can add an attachment here. So here, the status, you can have it active, frozen, or hidden. So let's say you create a topic, right, and you don't want the students to see it yet. You would come here and put it, change it to hidden. This way, the students cannot see the topic yet until you're ready to show them the topic. So then to edit, you would come back and set it to active, and then that would allow, you to actually have the topic visible to your students. So here, like all the features are automatically set on. Here, the likes, if you want to allow students to like each other's videos, you can put that on. It's totally up to you. But the students can title their video. They can display the number of views for their videos, the sticky notes. So I would definitely have these features on so that the students can really customize the video. And then here's the feedback, right? Portion, provide basic feedback on a response based on a student's verbalization and clarity, or you can pick custom feedback. So pick, which one you want, and then you can add the criteria to your custom feedback, especially if you want to give them a score for the video. But for basic ones, I would keep it simple, right? And then once you make changes, like let's say you wanted to edit your topic, then just make sure that you click update topic so that it updates any of the changes that you have made. So this would be the share button if I want to share it with the students, right? So if I want to share it to my Google Classroom, I would just click here, right? And then I'm going to pick which class I would like to share it with, right? Let's say and then I can say what I want. Is it an assignment, a question, an announcement, material? You're going to create assignment and then click go, and it's going to take you to your Google Classroom. You can also copy it. Okay, so there's different ways to share it. The other thing, once you're ready to create another topic, you're going to click here, add new grid. And then it's going to ask you, it's going to ask you to name your grid. What name do you want to give it? It's going to ask you, how do you want students to log in? So I pick students will log in with their Google school email account. So that means when they log in, they'll use their Google accounts to just automatically sign in. Right? And then I'll name my topic. So let's say I want to talk about summer. And then here, this is what you pick, you click next, and then you click next again, and then your grid is ready. And now I need to customize my grid, right? So I need to really tell people what it is that I want them to do, okay? So I'm gonna edit my grid. You can, again, if you wanna hide it or active, you can pick that. You can choose it daily, weekly, every new video, or never. So the notifications, if you want to get notified, download and share, captions, personalize. So here, this is the nice thing. You can actually personalize the picture that you have here. So you can pick from one of the ones that are here, or you can actually upload. So depending on what it is that you want, you can actually drag and drop an image from your computer, and then you would do update. Okay. And then you would just, again, you can add a co-pilot. So let's say you want to add another teacher to this so that you can work on it together. You can do that. You can duplicate the grid. So let's say they're working on the same text, but now you're changing the question. You can actually duplicate it and then just go back and edit what it is that you want to change. So let's say you're working on the same assignment more than once, but you're asking them to do different tasks, then you would just go and edit what it is that you need to edit in that specific, grid. You can get notifications, you can export, or you can delete it if you want, right? So when I go in here, I'm gonna add my topic, right? So what it is that I want to talk about, I'm going to add a question or a text. I can change it. I can underline it. I can bold it. I can insert a link if there's a specific link that I want them to see. Here, I can clear the format, right? This is where I'm going to change the time that I want to allow them to record. Okay. Here, I would turn this on, and then you can record. So I can record myself. You can, so the nice thing is that this also works with adding images, uploading videos, Kahoot, Nearpod, which is one of the platforms that I'm going to talk to you about next week. You can do Newsella articles. You can add all of these things here. I've never heard of these here, so I'm not sure. But you can even have children talk about a picture that you uploaded and ask them, what do you feel about this? You can download Flipgrid onto your phone as well. And then once you're done with creating your topic, you create, it's not going to let me because I didn't put any information. But then you just click create topic and it creates the topic. And then you actually share the grid with your students. When you share it, they click on it, and then they will have to follow those steps in order to respond to your prompt and topic. Does that make sense? Okay. So does anyone have any questions as far as Flipgrid? How do you include the picture for your classroom background? So what do you, which picture?
Never mind. I saw, as you
Oh,
explained,
okay.
I was able to answer
Okay.
that question.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss that kind of problem. So it's really kind of like easy to do once you set it up. I mean, so I can go here and add a new topic to this class. So let's say this is my ESL class. Maybe it's my tier 1 students. So your students here, right? So I can block a student if I wanted to. Now, the only thing that I need to ask of those that have used it, how do the students get added to your class? Is it when you give them they click on your link, they'll automatically get added, or how did you do that?
You share the code, and as they do their video, they pop up. So you can,
You have to give
So
them
you
the
do
code.
have to give them the code for them to come on the class.
Exactly. You have to
Okay.
give them the code.
All right. So that's where the code comes in. All right. So then they do need a code. So if they are coming onto your Flipgrid for the first time to join your class, then you need to give them the Flip code so that the students can actually join your class. And then to share any topics, they would not need a code because they're already part of your class. Okay. I'm glad we clarified that. I hadn't seen how to add the students, so I wanted to ask you guys that have used it. So in other words, if I'm going to set up my class the first time in order for them to join my class, I need to give them the code. And then once they're part of the class, then they no longer need the code. They just need to click on the link to do the assignment. Okay. So, and then here they actually give you achievements for anything that you do. So like every time that you create a video or create a topic, it tells you all of that stuff here. And you have achievements, you have your recent videos to show you if you have any or done any. And then you come here. If I want to delete a class, I can come here, right? And then just delete it. By deleting, I want to permanently delete. And then you do that. Okay. But that's it. That's it. That's all you really need to know about Flipgrid. I think it's a matter of you getting comfortable with posting an assignment and like posting a video of yourself doing it. But I think once we really get used to, you know, feeling comfortable with it, I think it'll be fun for the kids to really practice their speaking skills, especially for our ELLs. They get very nervous about speaking, especially when they go and do the access test where they have to speak into a microphone. I think this will be a great practice for them to do it through the computer from the comfort of their home, because a lot of them will be home. So this is a nice thing for them to do.
Well, I have a question, Sylvia. What I did was I was following what you were doing, because I did create a Flipgrid account. I did go in and do all that. And then I did change the header because I wanted it as well. And I did press in hidden, like to hide the grid. And then when I went back in to go see and just check on other things, it was so hidden, now I can't access what I did. So You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have Flipgrid, it's still there and all, but again, you know, when I did press hidden, because I didn't want the kids to receive it yet, because I was still working on it. How do we, when we hide something or put hidden under our grid, I want to get back where it says my grid's activity, because for some reason, I don't know why, I have everything up. I have Flipgrid up, and it says my view and everything, and there's like nothing. It's like nothing's underneath it. And when I go to click, I don't see anything. And I see Flipgrid, my grids, my video, but then I'm trying to just get back to that homepage.
So when you click on here, like your, it doesn't show any topics that you've added?
No, in other words, when in the beginning, I was watching everything you're saying. As you were doing it, I was going back to do some of the things to try to add it on. Originally, I had on there the hola in the beginning, and then the second one I had was called kindness. So I had both of them there, but then I went in and I scrolled underneath and it said, you know, to press it as hidden, because I didn't want them to receive anything at this point.
Right.
What do I do? Like to get back to see that? Do I get totally out of the whole?
Yeah, so try, if you go under, so I don't know if anyone wants to chime in on this, but if you check under my activity and your recent videos, would your videos be there? Could you check that?
And I try to go back, I couldn't even go back. So what I'm thinking is logging out, and I'm gonna log back in.
Yeah, try.
And I'm doing that as we speak. And no, okay. No, it's the same. What pops up is where it says my grids, my video, join. That's it. And
It doesn't have your activity at the top?
No, it does, it has my name, but when I clicked on that thing hidden, and that little button, it hit everything. Do you mind if I share that with you to show you what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so just give me a second to let you guys know of a tip that one of the teachers just shared with me.
Sure.
So Diana said that one of the things that she made sure that when she shared the assignment with the students is that she made sure to let them know that the assignment was being moderated so that they would not see their video until she approved it. So she also let them know to only record one entry. So maybe this is, Diane, if you don't mind, I'm going to copy what you wrote here and I'm going to add it to the slides from today so that the teachers can remember. And then basically, she said, because if not, she was getting multiple recordings multiple times and, you know, getting multiple emails asking where the videos were. So that's a great thing for us to share with our students. So to let them know ahead of time that they will not be seeing their video until you approve it. So that, and that they should only record it once. So that's a great tip. Thank you. Okay, so go ahead, Yolanda, you can share your screen. I'll stop sharing mine and then you can share yours.
Even if they share more than one video, you can delete. You know, you could tell some of them, because we've had that experience. You can tell some of them. You could tell them not to do no more than one, and some of them do 2 and 3. What you can do is go back and delete it. You know, so you can delete it right there and there.
No, I know we can delete it, but I think it's nice to let them know that
you don't want them on the one video. That's what you do. But you got those who's going to do more than one in here. But also, I was listening to what you guys were saying, and I'm thinking that what the other person is, I think I was told that we had to create a grid, and every time you create a grid, it's different. But if you want the kids to do multiple things under a certain topic, you would go and you will click on the you will click on, you have to create your own Flipgrid first. and you know what you want the kids to answer, and you click on it, and you can add new topics, and it would be under that same grid. But once you do a different grid, it's a totally different grid and topics that you're gonna do on that. Does that make sense to you, Sylvia?
Yes, it's kind of hard to understand of what you're saying because you keep coming in and out. So I kind of missed some of what you said.
I'm so sorry. I'm having problems with WebEx. It keeps throwing me out. I have to shut down and come back up. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't know if you want to type it in the chat and then you know, anything that you said, because it was kind of hard for us to understand.
Okay, maybe when she finished sharing, I can kind of share it with you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yolanda, maybe click at the top where it says Flipgrid. Because if you see here my videos, I don't see anything there.
Do you see my screen?
I
Do you
see
see
your
my?
screen. Yeah, I see your screen. So maybe click on the word Flipgrid.
Yeah, I do, and nothing happens. See? See that? Nothing happens. And then when I go to my grids, nothing happened. My video, nothing happened. Then look on the bottom. Here, I was trying to look at, look. Okay. And it has grid, and you know, and all I did, I wanted to click on hidden because I didn't want the kids to
No,
see
I
it.
know. But what
Yeah.
about if you click here on this word here? Right?
Which word?
The word Flipgrid at the top.
I did, look,
And it's nothing. Okay.
nothing. And then if I do this, you know, if I even, you know, even if I go back in and out,
Right.
and let me just do that. If I do this, okay, and then I even go back in and out here.
But you didn't actually like log out of it.
No,
Okay.
okay, so. Okay, now, here I am, educator login. Okay, so then I guess that's what I had to do then. I guess I have to go completely out, but then what I did was.
But see, now you're here.
Now, because you know what I did? Duh, that's real. So I see, so even though I made those changes, you got to totally get out of the application again.
Yeah.
See, because now, what I did was, I have it here. I did what you said, and then, at this point, I have it hidden, but now I'm trying to find out, like, in other words, I didn't start that, but it's in the bottom. In other words, you have it here, so it's like clicking on this pencil to make
So
it hidden.
if you want to make it hidden, so you see where it says active.
Yeah.
So if you want to make changes to the actual topic, then you would click the edit, the pencil button. But if you want to make it hidden on the main screen, you can actually do the drop down menu and hide it.
Yeah, I see it here now, so I see what I did wrong, because I was saying, what did I do wrong again? Because here is what I plan to do, which
So
the
then-
online.
So then you see where it says the video moderation, I would turn that on.
And what, oh, put it on. That's what I needed.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure that I have that on. I didn't do work on this yet. And then on the bottom here, I see what you're saying, where this is what I did. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to point to it. Active rules. And that's what I did before I clicked on hidden. And now that I know if I do that, just totally go out of the application, go back in, and everything should pop up again. Because I was saying, what did I do? Did I lose it? Okay, and then later on, I'm going to work on this as far as what you had mentioned. So that's it for me. And then, like I said, but I did another thing on kindness, and I don't owe my
So
activity.
make sure that you update your topic before you leave, because now all of the changes that you made did not update.
Okay, so that means maybe did I lose? I have kindness here. No, it is here. What am I saying? I have the banner. Duh. Okay. It's called practice, like you said.
Yeah.
Because I changed the banner here. Here's kindness. And that's the topic.
Mhm.
Okay, but that's saying hello to Flipgrid.
So
And kindness is a different thing though. But what I try to start this.
this is as if you're creating another class.
Oh, wait a minute.
So this is like the way that you're
Here?
set up right now, like kindness is another class, is considered another class. So if you want to add a topic to this class, then you would click here, say add topic, and then you would name it as kindness.
I'm sorry. Tell me, I have to. see what
Okay,
you're
so
saying again.
right now, this is as if it's considered a new class.
Oh, and I didn't want this to be a new class. I wanted this to be a topic.
Be a topic, right? Right.
So over here,
So
change
here
it here.
you would click, you can delete it. You can delete the grid,
All
right?
right, delete grid,
Yeah.
permanent delete right there.
Yeah.
All right, I deleted it.
And then click delete. Okay. So now back to my grids.
Okay,
Go back to your main page. So now you have no grids at all.
I don't think so. Okay, because there's the page there. I guess it deleted. You know,
Everything.
yeah. Oh, gee.
So then click on my grids and then you can just create a new one.
Okay. So
Add,
click
add,
it here.
add a new grid.
Okay. School, and then click
So this would be the name of your class. So you can
oh,
see
the name of my class. Okay.
Right.
All right. So, all right, I'll just put second. Oh, that's great. Second grade. Oh,
So if this is for ELA, you can do language arts or however you want to name it.
I just want this second grade class for now, then I'll change it. Okay, so if once I do that, then click on the school email.
Right.
Okay, click it again. Okay, I'm
And then-
going in here.
And scroll. Now you got
Okay, you're almost, okay, what? Okay, under here.
click
Next,
next.
I did.
So just say keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, and then click next.
All right. All right, and that's it, just next again.
Mhm.
Okay, then go to your grid, right?
Go to grid.
Or do I click on
No,
share
go
with
to
group?
grid. Nope. Go
Okay.
to your grid.
And this is where I could change the,
Now you can change the screen, and this is where you can add topics to talk about. So it has your hello, right? Now you're gonna add, say, add new topic, and this is where you're gonna put your topic about kindness.
I see. So then, now that I want to change this, again, that picture, I just click on the picture
Yeah.
again?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yes or no? No, it's not letting me.
No, you have to do edit. You have to click the edit.
And
the little-
over here?
No, at the top. No, at the top near, you have your
Over here or here?
here.
Okay, edit the grid.
Yeah,
And
so
that's
go
where you go
all the way down.
Okay, it's active here. Oh my goodness. This
Where
is
you
like-
go to right here.
All right,
personal.
I'm looking, yeah, personal. Do I click here? But I wanted to get the picture. Pictures.
Keep going.
All
Keep
right,
going.
there it is. If I do that,
So
update
click
grid.
Update grid.
And so now this is my Flipgrid classroom.
This
And
is your
over
class. So
here.
it's like as if it's your Google Classroom, right? So
Right.
now, every time you're in your Google Classroom, but this is your Flipgrid classroom. Now, every time you want to add a new topic for discussion or a new assignment, you're going to click now here, add new topic.
Here. Okay, so I added here. And then when I go in here, that's where I could hide. This is where I hide areas because I was making a mess over here. All right.
And then
Thank
that's
you. Yeah, okay, I think, thanks a lot, because I'm watching you do it and it's different. It's the same thing, even though you're watching someone do it, when there's certain steps, if you don't practice, you may have, issues, but thank you. So now I just got to go back and fix this at another time.
So you can always practice. So like right now, even though you don't have students for you to add to your Flipgrid class, you can practice creating videos about different topics. And like I said, if you make a mistake, just go and delete it. Like we just did with Yolanda's class. We make a mistake, we just go back and fix it. No big deal.
So I could go to the disco library here and get some classes that were grades that are already done and add it on here to the topic, correct? All right. Thank you so much. And how do I now, everything is saved, correct? I don't have to save it.
It's automatically saved. So it'll save.
And all I have to do is exit out of here, log out, correct?
Or you don't have to log out if,
Okay, I'll leave it.
Yeah,
And now up here, could I put an extension or a thing that I wanted to click
so
to?
you can bookmark this page, right? So what you would do is next to your picture, those 3 little dots, you click on the dots, click bookmark, and then bookmark this tab. And then you can name it what you want. And
All right.
well, because you have so many things in your bookmark, you can actually shorten the words and edit some of the names to make it shorter so that you can actually
Yeah, over here, that's what I plan to do, is everything that we're learning is right here, make the shortcuts up here. Just like right now, because of your class and learning everything, there's my Google add-ons. But over here, I do plan to do that with adding on Flipgrid and, whatever else I could add on up here,
I can show, if you stop sharing your screen, I'll show you how to edit that part there.
All right, so I'll unshare.
Okay.
I'm stopping sharing. Thank you.
No problem.
All right.
So let me share my screen again. So for those of you that want to edit your bar there with your words, so that you can actually add more things up here, right? So when you click these 3 little buttons, you're going to go to your bookmarks, right? And then if you click on any of the bookmarks, oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. So, is it book? Yeah. So you go to bookmark manager. So I'll go back and do this again. So you're going to click the 3 little dots. You're going to click on bookmarks, and then you're going to click on bookmark manager. And it's going to show you all of the bookmarks that you have. If you want to edit the name to make it shorter, like for Newark Public Schools, it kind of spells it out. I just put NPS. So all you do is hit the 3 little dots here, and you can actually edit. You click edit and you name it to whatever it is that you want. And then make sure you click save so that it saves it. Because if you don't click save, it won't change it. And then you can actually add more bookmarks onto, the top here. If you kind of shorten the names of it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And I notice you have the boom cards there, and you are linking that with the Teachers Pay Teachers, or it's just something that you created, so you're bookmarking it up there?
Yeah, so the boom here will take me to my boom card account. So whenever I want to go onto my account, I just click here and it automatically takes me to my account.
Thank you.
No problem. So you can actually edit so that you can make the bookmarks a shorter name so that it doesn't occupy so much space, and you can add more to your bookmarks. But as far as Flipgrid, that's it for today, unless anyone has any other questions.
Still workshop tomorrow?
There is not a workshop tomorrow, so there'll be workshops. Next week is our last week.
Okay.
So we'll have workshops Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Not Monday.
Not Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Just so that it also gives me and you guys some time to take this in and kind of like give yourself some time to rest and relax and kind of take care of yourself before we have to go back to work. Like I said, if I don't get to all of your concerns and issues or like things that you need help with right away, or address all of them now, I will address them throughout the school year. If there's anything in particular that you really need, then reach out to me via like email or through Google Classroom, and I will try to help you out individually with your concern.
Your email is?
So you can, anything that is related with the workshops, all of those emails have been going to NTU workshops at newarkteachersunion.com. So you can email me there so that it's easier for me to keep things separate. I'm putting it into the chat.
Okay.
Okay. Because I'm sure that my work email will be flowing soon with a lot of things that people will be sending soon with all their things that we need to be doing soon. So like that, it keeps it separate and it's easier to separate the two. So you can email me there. I have access to that email and I try to check it very often. So you can do that, or you can post a question onto Google Classroom as well, because sometimes your question might be someone else's question, and maybe I can also help everybody else at the same time. So that's another option that you have as well. But that's about it for today. I'm definitely doing Google Drive next week in Nearpod, and then I have to see what the last day will be about. Like I'm trying to really make sure that I touch on a little bit of everything and what we really need for September. But other than that, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Try to enjoy the weather, stay safe. And that's about it for today. Anybody else have any other questions?
Just thank you so much, Sylvia.